up, friends? Shane here from Modern Warrior Project. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm in my garage. I've got kids at home, so hopefully they don't interrupt us, but if so, that's life. Today I'm going to share with you a part of my gear that's probably not real common, not a lot of people have, and that is my NBC Loadout. So a lot of my bug out or emergency evacuation stuff I have set up in Pelican cases or similar, or just containers and such, so that I can kind of load them out in accordance with our family SOP. Today's I'm going to give you or show you is our NBC one. Another interesting thing I can show you here is on my cases. Thought I about knocked my drink over. On my cases, I have them labeled. This is actually glow tape. So in the dark, you can actually see this. It says NBC one. I have two kits like this or similar. So NBC one, that's my case. And I actually don't keep these in this garage. I'm not gonna tell you where I keep them, but they're close and co-located with my other stuff. So we have, according to our SOP, according to what it is we're doing, we'll grab and then just load up the respective vehicles or whatever the plan is and take off. So this one here isn't necessarily so much always as a loadout as it is an actual NBC event. I'm not walking around with mop gear, nor is my family, and I don't want to just have this all sticking in a closet somewhere. So we kind of have all of this in one location. So in the event that there's a nuclear meltdown or imminent threat of a nuclear radioactive type of a threat, I've got it all located in one box. So let's see if I can go over memory what I have in here for you, and I'll kind of talk through the different purposes of stuff that I have in here as well. So first off, I have some kind of like just cheap Tyvek suits for our family. Just some quick throw on before you're exposed, obviously, and you're going to tape up. You throw on gloves, throw on boots, throw on a mask or hood or whatever. But basically, radioactive fallout, the more you protect your skin for it, you don't want to be exposed to it. So that's the intent of that. Pretty straightforward. I have some trash bags. So, trash bags have 1,000 uses, but the reason I have these in here are for decon. So, and I don't have it here, but I also have a decon, maybe I have it in here, we'll see. But I have a decon kit jug. So let me go back to this. So if I'm exposed to radioactive fallout, I'm gonna strip down, and all of that clothes I'm gonna put in a sealed bag and get rid of it because it's radioactive waste at that point. So that's what the bags are for. Additionally, I'm going to decon stuff with super tropical bleach. I've got bleach tablets in here because liquid, it'll deteriorate after a while, loses efficacy, and also liquid will eat through plastic. It's hard to store. So I got some, I have some Clorox bleach tablets, and then I don't think it's in here, but I have a jug container that's specifically for kind of spraying down stuff to decon it. Now with yourself, you're not gonna spray yourself down with that. You're gonna hop in the shower, do a rinsing shower, etc. But this is for equipment and gear. Up near the top, I have this, and I have another pack too, but I have potassium iodate. So if you're not familiar with that, potassium iodate is a thyroid blocker. So you wanna take this as soon as you know there's a potential threat. You wanna take this, ingest these pills, and what it does, it fills up or clogs up your thyroid, because the thyroid's very susceptible to radioactive contamination. It'll absorb it. It's a very susceptible part, and this is one little thing you can do to kind of mitigate that some. So I have some masking tape. So this is basically an NBC Repair Kit that I put together. It's got stuff for all of the different like mask repair parts. And also in here I have a lot of testing pads, papers, and some other testing stuff for testing your environment. Let's see here. So I have a few different NBC masks. Actually, I lied, that thing is in here. So let me see here. So here's the spraying bottle kit that I have in here, and then I have a nozzle elsewhere. So that's for your bleach mix for decon. So I have a number of different masks, NBC masks in here. Where I am insufficient at is I don't have children-sized masks yet. So it's sucks to be them. I'm joking. I don't. I do want to get some. For the most part, I mean, it's ideal. I just don't have them yet. I don't have children's-sized masks. I have stuff that can probably fit them because they're kind of getting big heads now. They're getting older. So I have stuff that could probably fit them. But that's one area that I'm still polishing up on my NBC prep. Have some duct tape or Gorilla 100-mile-an-hour tape, basically, and this is for taping up your sleeves. So, you know, I'm gonna mop up. I have a full mop kit here, which is, so in here is like a full kit with your gloves, boots, all of that stuff. It also has, and we have, I'm not gonna pull all this out, but for each of the family members we have full up mop protective suits as well, so that you can kind of operate in a contaminated environment. At the end of the day, if we ended up in a contaminated environment, I'm not gonna be sending out my kids unless it was no choice, we had to evacuate. I guess that would be a different story. But for the most part, we'll probably be sheltered down and interior room as far as we can, sealing off everything. And I'm not gonna be, we might still be throwing on stuff just in case anything gets in, but I'm not gonna be sending them out to, I'm not gonna be sending anyone out to operate in that environment. And I would only do so by necessity as well. So, and this is, at the end of the day, like, I'm a pragmatic prepper. As you see, I'm pretty well prepared for most things, but I think this is a very minimal threat. You know, if you're just starting prepping, don't go to this. Go to your most likely threat, which is probably a storm, you know? So, and then you build it up. I don't want to ever get caught not prepared for something, but then again, I'm also realistic in the fact that it's not a likely scenario that I expect to see. However, it takes one dirty bomb. You know, it takes one rogue government or one rogue terrorist thing. So it certainly is a possibility, and therefore, I believe in planning and prepping for it. So once you get some more NBC Pro masks, I need to pull all those out. In my electronics kit, I have, so I also have some just general industrial type masks and a lot of extra filters and such for those. In my kit in here, I have a Geiger counter and an anemometer. Is that right? Which is a wind direction meter. So I've kind of got a Geiger counter in here. This is an anemometer in here. And then I have a red paint pen as well. And then just the charging and some documents in there for that. And I think that is the big gist of everything in here. So I got the rest of the mop suits and masks and such in here. So that's the big gist. So basically, if you're just starting out with this, a lot of this stuff is expensive to get. So a couple things. One is you can check around on eBay, check around. You can buy this stuff brand new commercially. It can be costly, but you can also, if you look around, you can find good deals. A lot of times when the military, they'll DRMO stuff out, which is basically when they're closing out stuff, and they'll auction it off. And dealers and retailers will buy this stuff and then they'll resell it. So you can sometimes get a lot of decent deals that way. And just look around and build your stuff up slowly. But at a minimum, where I would really start is, I wouldn't get too wrapped up on the Pro Mask. Not that it's not nice to have, but I wouldn't get too wrapped up on it. I would get a Geiger counter. I'd get an anemometer. You're looking at less than $100 if you go on the cheap end. I would get some Tyvek suits. Those are cheap. I wouldn't go for the expensive name brand. All you need is something plastic that's protecting you so the fallout doesn't hit you, right? Get you have some bleach on hand for disinfectants. That's the biggest thing. I mean, and that would fit in a lot smaller pack than this, and that gets you kind of along the way to help really mitigate it and understand it. Understand the threat, understand how to react to it. We've got a number of videos on that on this channel, so. But anyway, I wanted to share with you a little bit more extensive set, and this is how I built mine out. If you see something I'm missing, let me know. I wouldn't be surprised. I always try and hit everything, but I'm susceptible to error as well. So, and also if you have just any general tips or things that you thought, hey, this works good, or this would be a good idea, share it with me. I'm about learning as much as I am about teaching. So. That's my NBC One loadout kit. I say loadout kit, but really this, although most of my stuff is meant to load out, this is also just for storage and to pull out if we need it. Hopefully never do other than for inspections and replacements and stuff like that. So that's it. Another quick relatively quick video from Modern Warrior Project. Safe prepping, and see you next time.